Hi, this is Mr. Butts. This is the second video in our flower watercolor. Some of you guys did drawings, but this is for like the people that we're going to be doing watercolors. Hopefully you guys can, when you're at Walmart, you can maybe pick up a watercolor set because they're nice to have, because you could easily pull it out and do paintings and at home, and it's just it's a little setup and all that. So first off, the supplies that you need are the watercolor set over here. Okay, so mine is, this is the field set that I use when I'm on location. It has all the colors that I would need, and these have like more different variations, so sometimes it's easier to get the colors you want, especially if you're trying to paint quickly. So this is what I have. I have sponges. Okay, you have your paints, your palette, sponges. I have water, so I'll show you here. This is the water that I have. Special little container for washing brushes. You have your painting over here, and your brushes. You want a variety of brushes. So for larger shapes and for washes, you need a bigger brush over here. Same with this one. You need some flats for getting some edges, okay, and then and detail brushes. This is kind of like what I'll be using for here, okay. So first off, this video is going to be like the block-in video, where we just block in our large shapes in our color, okay. So where we start is if you can see this over here, this is my photo I have on my iPad, which is on the side, and I usually just have, I use this as my photo reference. It works out really well. And so with here, I'll just show you here. See, every object has a local color. Okay, local color is the color of the object without values, without lights and darks. See, this here is kind of a bluish green. This is yellowish green. This one has shadows. So the local color, you want to think watercolors are transparent, so you use the white of the paper for your white. So the green here and the green here are two different greens, okay? So you want to paint light to dark. So you look at each one of these shapes and you decide what's the local color, and then what's the lightest local color, okay? So this would be a light blue green. This one would be a darker green, kind of a grayed out green. This would be yellow, so you think of the light yellow over here, okay? So the first thing you want to do is put in, it's kind of like an underpainting, okay? But watercolors are very unforgiving, okay? So if you go too dark, if you paint the wrong color, you're kind of stuck with that, okay? So so think before you paint, all right? You have to make good decisions, and art is about seeing, so we have to make sure that we see properly. So I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna mix two greens. There's blue greens and there's warm green. So I'm gonna start off with the warm green. So this is a green over here. So you might want to get all these paints started. So with that, you just do, make sure your brush is washed out when you go in between colors. See how, so there's a thing here, and then these are dry, okay? So what I'm going to do is put it in the water, squeeze it out, and these should just be damp, these sponges. You can just use a regular, just a regular kind of like a house sponge, or go to the dollar store, it doesn't matter. And so we are going to start off with warm green. So we take this. See how there's different kinds of yellows? Some are warmer for making orange, and some are cooler for making green. We want a nice bright green. Okay? And then the more water you add to it, the lighter the color. So we want to mix enough for our painting, but we want to make sure it's not. So and it's also helpful to have like a test sheet. Okay, so I'm gonna just get a random test sheet over here. I'm just going to use this. Okay. So see that over there, that color? All right. So now I'm going to paint everything that, all these regular leaves, okay? Anything that's green. Okay, and then I'm going to carefully go around. And then watercolors work best if you paint them on and let them dry. And then you use the sponge to kind of dry off your brush. Okay, so I'm going to come here and kind of go around. And then you can kind of, if you have light colors next to each other, you could kind of paint these in as well. Okay, so you're kind of like painting in these all these local colors over here. And then later on we're gonna paint the details and all that right on top of this. Okay, so we have to decide what's going on over here. Alright, I think all this is kind of green over here. And you know what, no one's gonna actually see your reference photo, and so just do your best on following what's there. You know, if you have to take creative license. But we're trying to, you know, you can take creative license if you want. So here, see, there's like this lip. So I'm painting around the lip because the lip is kind of a different color. And then when you're painting into the jar or the vase, a lot of these are kind of white because of the vase. Okay, so we just keep going here. Alright, now here we have to watch what we paint because anything that's white we want to remain white. So there's a grid pattern on this that I want to be careful of painting. So I'm just going to roughly block the stuff in, leaving some white for the reflections. Okay, a couple of these here, and some of these are kind of like that cool green. So when you have something really busy here, you have to kind of follow your eye real carefully, because sometimes your eye can get confused of what you're looking at, so you have to Alright, so some of these cool ones, I'm going to put some warm down back here. Some of these are more cool, and some are really yellow, like the one on the left. So I'm going to mix up some more yellow, and then if it's a real warm color, you can even go over some yellow. And I'm going to take, take some green, mix it in here to make a real nice warm yellow. Okay, so the yellow here, I'm going to take real bright yellow. Alright, and then go over these flowers. So see here, all these are kind of the same color. Alright, And then this one's kind of an orangey color, so I'm gonna, in a different one, mix some orange. Because if you do a yellow base for the orange, it'll be really bright. Alright, and then we have a little yellow behind here. And then we have this orange. So I'm going to take my yellow I just mixed and mix some orange in there. So we have this one, that one. Alright, we are going to, looks like I kind of missed a flower. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to do today in this demo is mix up a cool green. We're going to take this over here, mix a little bit of blue over here, and then this is going to be our base for these cool flowers. We can add a little bit more color in here. Alright, so this here, there's this big one that's over here that's all in shadow. Kind of going around this. All right, so all right. And the last one's purple. Mix some purple in here. Sometimes you might have a purple. Sometimes you have to mix it. I'm going to mix these like pretty warm purple. Warm meaning like more towards red than blue. So purple is made by red and blue, right? Okay, and then this can even be more and more red. So sometimes, like when you put a color on and it's too dark, you could you can just take like a little this is still not. Yeah, maybe that's better. A little better. All right. So I'm just gonna quickly paint in these. I kind of missed a shape there. Let me just see. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. Just blocking things in, and then I'm going to keep adding details later. All right, so the next video I'll show you how to do start blocking in values and details and that sort of thing. All right, thanks.